and welcome to this session, Core Strength for Lower Back. All the cues I give you, what I tell you to think about and where I tell you to put your hands will all be focused at keeping your lower back in the best position. And then we're going to try and strengthen the muscles that hold or help to hold our back in that position. So we're going to do 2 exercises. We're going to do a bird dog and a little plank variation that really turns on our tummy muscles. To do that, you're going to need 4 little objects that weigh like less than 1 kg. So I'm going to use 4 very overly ripe lemons. You can use 4 books, toilet roll, even 4 pens or pencils will do just fine. So just get 4 little objects and you can pause the video while you go and gather those. Then we're all going to meet in all 4s. So you're going to have your hands under your shoulders with your fingers spread wide and your knees under your hips. From this position, we're going to practice getting our back in a neutral position. So oftentimes people with low back pain tend to have a really flat lower back, or they tend to lose the natural curve. So if you can think about, if you can place one hand on your lower back, lifting your tailbone up a little to create a curve. If that's hard to feel, move through the extremes of movement you have. So round your back all the way up towards the ceiling. And then lift your tailbone and let your belly drop down towards the floor. And where I want you to go is the middle of those 2 movements. So you can try it again, round your back up as much as it'll go, tuck your tailbone, tuck your bum, that's one extreme. Lift your tailbone, drop the tummy, that's the other extreme. And now can you rest in the middle? And then pop your hand on your lower back and just feel what the middle feels like. You've got a little dip in your lower back. It's not flat. Cool. Now, once that's all set, it should be easier to turn on your core muscles. So we're going to do a bird dog. So I want you all to press down into your left hand really strong. Press into the index finger and thumb and press down into your right leg. So left hand and right leg, really push them into the floor. And then we're just going to take our left knee off. You should feel your tummy turn on a little when you take the left knee off. Push into the left hand to support you. And then just take the heel of the right hand off. Now I want everyone to feel their tummy working in this position before we progress. So if your tummy isn't working, usually it's because your bum has fallen back towards your heels. So push your weight forward so that left arm has to take it. And then as you inhale, just slide the left leg out. So just the leg. Exhale to bring it back in. This might be enough for a lot of people. So if you can feel your tummy working and this feels quite hard, just do this. If you're comfortable, slide the right hand forward along the mat as well. And you can see that my fingers and toes are touching the ground in the mat all the time. I'm going to go for 3 more. And then let's go to the other side. So spread the fingers nice and wide. Get your shoulders over your wrists and a soft bend in your elbows. You're going to really push into that right hand and that left leg that's on the ground. They're going to help turn on the muscles that support you when you push into them. And then float your right knee off. You should feel a little bit of core kicking in. Float your left hand off other than the fingertips. And start with leg movement. Slide the right leg out, slide it back in. Now, if you can feel your tummy working, that's great. If it feels a little too easy, add in sliding the left arm out. And we're going to go for 6 more of your choice. If it's too much load on your right arm, you just have that left hand pressed down to take a bit of load off it. Whoop, arm and leg out together. Last 4. If you don't feel your tummy working, transfer your weight forward a little bit more into that right hand. Last 1. Give your wrists a little bit of a shake out, because the next one they're going to be taking a little bit of load as well. So get your 4 lovely objects, whatever they are. And then we're going to come into a plank position. Now, if you're on a hard floor and your knees are a little bit sensitive, like mine, just roll up your mat to give your knees a bit more support. or you can put it like a rolled up towel under them. You're going to place your hands at the top of the mat, fingers spread, index finger pointing straight ahead, and then press your hips forward so you come into a plank position. Now you're really going to push into the left hand. All the objects are to the left edge of your mat. Shift your weight to the left, pick up an object with the right hand and move it to the right edge of the mat. And off we go again. As you do this, the left side of your body is taking the load. You should feel the muscles on the left side of your tummy turn on, left shoulder blade area. And then press the right hand down. Get into your plank position again, so those hips are forward, so there's a nice line from your hips to your shoulders. Your bum is not going to stick back. Shift your weight to the right hand, push through all 5 fingers on the right hand, reach the left hand across, it's hard to talk doing this one, and move the objects over to the left edge of the mat. We're going to do 2 more rounds of that. Give your wrists a shake out if it needs. Press into that left hand, shift the weight to the left as you reach across in front or behind of the left arm, or you can mix it up. Weight into the right hand and reach in front or behind, or a little mix. And last round. Notice if one side is stronger than the other, or if your muscles turn on a little easier. Press all the weight into the right arm and across you come. Move back into a child's pose so you can make your knees nice and wide. Press your bum back towards your heels. Rest your head on the mat for a moment and take 3 deep breaths here. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose or mouth. Give the wrists a swirl around, and we're going to do that one more time. So unroll the mat. Pop onto all 4s. Again, important, your hands are your base of support. So if your hands are all kind of curled up and you're not pushing through the entire hand, it makes it an awful lot harder. So spread your fingers, get your knees under your hips, and let's everyone check that our back is in neutral. So stick your tailbone up and let your tummy drop. That's one extreme. And then tuck your tailbone around your back up towards the ceiling. That's the other extreme. And can you rest in the middle? And then check out what that feels like with your hand. So is there a little dip in your lower back? Is your tailbone sticking up a bit, or is it tucked under? It should be sticking up a little bit, and there should be a slight dip in your back. And we're going to press down through the left hand, all 5 fingers, and push the right shin and the right leg into the ground. Take the left knee off, take the right hand off. And this time we're going to start moving the right arm first. So inhale as you reach the right arm out, and exhale as you pull it back. And I find this quite challenging. So you can feel your tummy muscles turn on quite a lot, just moving the right hand. Add in the leg if you're comfortable. We've got about 8 more repetitions to go with just the arm or the arm and the leg. Last 4. You should feel your tummy muscles working quite hard. Feel the left shoulder working quite hard. Last 2. And last 1. Give that left wrist a little bit of a shake out. You're going to plant your weight into the right arm this time. So press through all 5 fingers on the right hand. Press down through your left shin leg. They're your base of support now. Float the right knee and the left hand off. If you don't feel your tummy, make sure you have enough weight forward into that right hand. A soft bend in the right elbow. Inhale to reach the left arm out. Exhale to pull it back. It's just sliding along the floor. If you feel a shake, that's good. It means you're turning on muscles that you're not used to turning on. We're halfway there. You can add in the leg if you wish. Keeping your lower back in that nice neutral position. So you're not going to let your back round and arch as you do this exercise. You're holding it steady. Whoop, arm and leg go together. Hard to do when talking. Last 3, 2, and last 1. Give your wrist a little bit of a shake out. Just a plank to go. So we're just doing 2 rounds of these exercises because they can be quite a lot of load on the wrist if you're not used to putting weight into your hands. Grab your 4 little objects. Have them to the left edge of the mat. Oh, and don't forget to roll up your mat if your knees are a little bit sensitive, or I'm just on quite a hard floor, so my knees don't really like it. Spread the fingers, index fingers pointing straight ahead, and then drive the hips forward. So you got a nice line from your hips to your shoulders. Press into that left hand, shift the weight over, pick up an object, and pop it over to the right. Notice if one side is easier than the other. So if it's harder, you tend to kind of drop and flop a little. And if it's stronger, you can do the movement real smooth and slow and controlled. So my right arm would be stronger, which is probably the same for a lot of people. And then left arm a little bit weaker. So I just rest my right arm down in between each object I pick up. Almost there. Pressing into the right arm, moving the objects across. And last one, allow your tummy to work to support you. Moving everything over to the right. And finally, bringing them back to the left. Then knees go wide, press your bum back into a child's pose, rest your head down, and take 3 nice deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Bring your hands back up, and you're all finished your core practice for the lower back.